This is episode what?
36.
Oh my gosh, how exciting.
I know, right?
I feel like that's a lot. I mean, when did you guys officially start?
I guess it would have July last year. June? July. Summer last year. Summer 2024.
Wow.
And Gia said we were going to skydive by episode 50, so we'll see. That's 14 episodes away.
I mean, that's a good goal, but oh boy.
I know. Of course, she waited until my prefrontal cortex fully developed, and now I'm scared of everything. Like, I needed to skydive before that happened.
Oh, 100%. Because now that it's developed, you're like, maybe that's not such a good idea.
Yeah, right.
Go skydiving.
Right.
I could never. Would you actually do it?
I think so. The only thing, things that I wouldn't do is scuba diving, because that terrifies me.
Me too. Can't. Not at all.
I think it's like a claustrophobic thing.
Yeah.
I would feel trapped.
Well, and too, the ocean can get so dark too. I don't.
And then all
of
a sudden, the flashlight fish would be right behind
from
you.
Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Just with its big teeth.
Yeah.
Oh no, I couldn't. I know Chad always said that he wanted to go diving with sharks and stuff, or cage diving. Or something.
Cage diving's crazy.
Also, could not do it.
Never.
Okay,
no.
yeah, no.
And then I wouldn't bungee jump either, because I'm scared of the whiplash, but a million times worse. Yeah. Or it snaps. Yeah.
Or just completely snaps.
But I feel like skydiving, you go with somebody who's trained. You have to do so many jumps to be certified, and you have the parachute and a backup, which obviously it would suck having to use the backup, but I mean,
better safe than sorry than being in a cage with sharks around you, and just one big one comes up and bites the cage.
Right? Because you can't get out of that cage easily, but a shark could get in.
Oh, I believe that.
Let's think about 100%. That, guys.
A shark can definitely get in there. And if not a shark,
the flashlight fish.
Can get in there. Yeah, the flashlight fish, yes. I feel like I can't do anything with water. I'll swim with dolphins.
Yeah.
There's that.
I think I would do that. I'd probably still be a little nervous, because sometimes you see where the dolphin's just humping somebody aggressively in the water.
Yes, that is very, very true. But I feel like that, if anything, with water,
for sure,
I would do that. I don't know. I mean, the ocean is cool, and people do
boating or jet skiing.
Yes. Oh, I love jet skiing.
Yeah, I loved jet ski.
We did that on vacation, and it was so much fun. 10 out of 10 recommend that. It was a little scary at first, because it's oh, we're gonna go deep into the ocean. Oh gosh, no. But it was actually really fun. That now we will do every single year.
Yeah.
But that and the boats, probably the
that's
that you
where
can get me doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to do water skiing, or water. I was going to say waterboarding, but that's when you torture somebody. Isn't it? What is it when you are on just a water, you know what I'm talking about? Water skiing, but just one board.
Oh,
waterboarding is...
Isn't that water skiing? When they're...
Okay, is it skiing whether or not it's two or one?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But waterboarding is definitely a form of torture.
See, yeah, I was going to say, wait, waterboarding I think is when they just suffocate you. Yeah, we're not for that here, obviously.
But hey guys, welcome back to the Pine Cellar Podcast. I am your host today, Sam Marie, and I'm here today with Haley Salvini. I don't actually know your middle name.
Elizabeth.
Haley Elizabeth. That's what you would go by on this podcast, since we do first and middle name.
I like that. I can get used to that.
Yeah.
Haley Elizabeth.
Haley Elizabeth.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. This is one of my favorite people in the world. And so we're going to talk about her career and then some fun games and stuff. Q's here too. My mom keeps telling me I got to remember to introduce our other co-host, Q Dog. He doesn't say anything, but he is a presence.
I mean, he is just the cutest thing ever.
He really
Seriously, the snuggles right now. I'm obsessed. I love it.
So cute.
He is.
I wanted to start off by saying first impressions and how we met and became friends, because Brian, my husband, played baseball at West Liberty. And so for years, anytime I went to visit him, I just had to hang out with the boys.
So lame.
So lame. I had to hang out with
So
all
boring.
the boys. So boring and smelly and sweaty.
Gross. Yeah. No girls.
No girls, because nobody else was in a long-term steady relationship when Brian first started college. And then there really wasn't, I'm trying to think, but I can't think of really anybody who was before you. Like, you were the next really long-term steady relationship, because Sydney and Isaac started dating afterwards, right?
Yes. Sydney and Isaac they were after us.
And then I can't think of really anybody else other than Say and Bailey, but Say didn't play baseball. He was just like buddies.
Yes.
But I just knew, I already just knew Bailey because she went to Central.
Right, yeah.
So I don't know if they started dating first or if I just already knew her.
I can't remember either. I want to say they started dating before me and Chad. No, I think they started dating after me and Chad, actually.
Okay.
Sorry if we got that wrong, saying Bailey.
Yeah. I think I'm just getting it confused because I just already knew Bailey.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Haley was like the first girlfriend, finally, like long and steady girlfriend of any of these boys. Yeah. And I don't actually, do you remember when we first met? Because I'm not confident on it. I can't remember if it was that time at the Dirty Dog or if we met before that.
Oh, no, I think you're right. I feel like it had to have been a Dirty Dog, first introduction type of thing.
And I think it was like when all the parents were there, like Chad's parents were there. Oh, Gia was there.
Was it the basketball game?
I don't know what we did before we went to the Dirty Dog.
Me neither.
But I was definitely living in Savannah at the time.
Yes, you were. I want to say we were all up there for a West Liberty basketball game, and that was the first time we actually met.
I think it was the first time. I mean, I definitely had been liking pictures and followed on Instagram before, but I was preparing.
Yeah.
but obviously Haley is just like Brian, one of the most sociable people I know, could talk your ear off about anything, makes everybody in the room feel comfortable, is very inclusive of people too.
Thanks,
and I was like, I knew we'd be friendly, whatever. But the moment I knew we would be I was like, oh, I could be besties with this girl was we went to, this would have been in November of 2023 probably. And we went to Generations, and I don't really know what it was for, but it was right after my mom had first been diagnosed, and we went to the bar, and it was supposed to be a night, right? We were supposed to be drinking, having a night,
good old time. Not that we didn't, but one of those
but
nights.
Times were different, and I think Haley and I both only had one drink, and Haley just listened to me talking about my mom and what was going on, and not just listening, but asking questions and whatever. We forgot about the boys, they went away, and I was after that night I was oh, this is the girl.
And now in each other's
she
weddings,
is the girl.
you know what I mean? And honestly, you are seriously one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my whole entire life. And Sammy's just that type of person that will drop anything she's doing and be there for you in a heartbeat. So, and I admire you that. Seriously, I mean, you're the best. And I feel like we also have a lot of similar qualities too, and we just balance each other out very well. We can talk about anything, and the other person would not judge.
No. We listen and we don't judge big time.
We listen and we really don't judge. Yes. Seriously. I mean, I feel like we just have the best conversations. They just flow. And I mean, really, you're just one of the greatest people ever. So
yeah. Shout out Chad and Brian, because I got a best friend finally through these boys. Well, and then of course getting to meet Sydney was awesome too and stuff. And they picked good people. Great. They picked good people.
Truly, they really did. I mean, even
and I'm so grateful.
Same, because honestly, even driving here, Chad was like, "How cool would it be if all of our kids grew up with each other and we went on vacations and stuff." I'm I really couldn't think of a better group of people to be friends with and do all of that stuff with.
100%. It's such a good group of people.
It is. And everyone's just everyone seriously is just the best and so fun, and we're all here for each other, and everyone's so funny too. So
I know, it's a good time.
It's a really good time, I feel like, when we all get together.
Yeah, it was just like a breath of fresh air, because again, like Haley's saying, we're similar. I'm down to hang out with anybody, but through and through, at the end of the day, like, I'm a girl's girl. Like, I want the girls there.
Yes. I feel like I was just thinking that's funny you say that. Like, when we were in the car on our way here, I'm like, girls, like, through and through. Like, I could never be a guy's girl.
No, I'm not one of the boys. No. Don't get it. I mean, I had to be for a little bit, but, like, don't get it twisted. I'm not one of the boys.
Not at all. Like, if, for example, if Chad's like, oh, like, do you want to go to the Pirates game with so-and-so? I'm like, well, there'd be girls there.
Yeah, like, is Haley going?
Yeah, exactly.
Or is Sydney going?
Yes, then yes. If not, I'll probably just stay home and you can have your guys' time. Because
exactly.
I'm like, no offense to Isaac and Soup, they're great. But like, I want Cindy and Sammy to be there.
I know. If Brian is telling me about something, like it was definitely a Pirates game that I don't know if all of us went to, or maybe it was just Sydney and Isaac or something. But Brian was like, Sydney will be there. Haley will be there. Like, he knows. He knows like, better.
Okay, then I'll be there.
Yeah. He knows how to bribe me.
Yes, exactly. Oh, your best friends will be there? Okay, perfect. Okay. Yeah, I'm coming.
I'll show up, I guess.
And they'll be like, so what are you guys wearing?
Yeah. What's the vibe?
Are we drinking? Are we not? Like, what's going on here? What's gonna set the tone for the rest of the day?
Yeah. Because otherwise, because it was definitely, there was that basketball game that we went to with you and Chad, and then Tori and Chase, and Brian was like, oh, we could go like see Chase and go to this game, and I was like, oh, well, is before I knew Chad was going to be there, I was like, oh, is Tori going to be there? And then when I knew Chad's going to be there, is Haley going to be there? Because I was like, if they're not going, I think I texted it in the group text too. I was like, if they're not going, I'm not going.
No, not at all. Yeah, the guys are fun, but like, do we really want to hang out with them that long without a girl? No offense.
No.
We need our girl time.
Especially if it's like a sporting event. I don't know what's going on.
And we didn't even pay attention to the basketball game. We talked the whole entire time.
Brian was on this podcast, not the last episode, but the episode before, and he was like, oh, I saw you get into like that WVU game we went to. I was like, oh,
lies.
Were you there? Were we talking about the same game? Because we were talking the entire time. Like,
oh, the whole time. I mean,
there was never a lull.
No, never. Like, the best. Such a fun conversation. Like, like it was a good time. Yeah, we didn't pay attention to the basketball game at all.
No.
And then I think who went and got drinks? Like, did Chase get drinks? We're like, we'll take another round of like margaritas or something. Yeah, like that.
And we probably could have just got one more margarita and split it amongst us.
Oh yeah, we did not need to each. I mean, they were strong.
They were hitting different, and I drank tequila.
Yeah, and I'm like not a big tequila drinker. Like, I love vodka.
Yeah,
and wow, that was a strong margarita.
It was. Like, it really, really was.
Yes, but I will say, since you love tequila so much, I feel like lately I've been a tequila and pineapple kind of sounds good right now. So I don't know, when we go to Charleston for my trip, maybe I can like dive into tequila a little bit when we go. Like, that could be fun.
You know what I just had when we were in Charlotte recently, and we were with my cousin. He drinks tequila gingers, like a ginger beer with tequila. Ooh. It's my new drink. It's so good. It's so good.
I'll have to try it. I feel like we'll have to get it somewhere and try it.
Yeah, and I bet you could even go tequila ginger and like a splash of pineapple. That would be good. Or tequila ginger, a splash of cranberry would be good too.
I love a splash of anything.
Yeah, just like a sprinkle it in there.
Splash of something. Like, I feel like my go-to that I always get is vodka cran with limes. But lately I'm like vodka cran, splash of Sprite. Like, I just love like an extra splash of like something.
I prefer there to be something carbonated other than a tequila pineapple. I'll be okay with that not being carbonated, but
that is actually like tequila pineapple. I feel like I can like start getting on board with that. I don't know, I've been like been craving some tequila lately, and I feel like it's all thanks to Sam to crave some tequila.
It is my drink.
It is your go-to.
And I think it was because of Ariel, because I used to always be a tequila drinker, but I would be like ordering like a tequila orange juice, and sometimes they don't have that, and so then you get like a margarita at like a dive bar, which doesn't always make sense. And then she was drinking tequila pineapple, so I was like, oh, you know what? And we used to order drinks together when we lived together, so I'd just be like, we take turns, and we get like, I'd just be like, get what you're getting. And that's when I started drinking tequila pineapples.
And I feel like it's fun to venture out too.
Yeah.
Like if we go somewhere and like you said, you're like, oh, just get whatever you're getting. I feel like it's fun to mix it up every once in a while. Obviously don't go crazy and mix up a whole bunch of alcohol and whatnot. That might be a little dangerous. But just to mix it up now and then. And our taste buds change all the time too. Yeah. So which is like very interesting. But
I know.
Like, change it up every once in a while. You might end up really, really liking something that you haven't liked for years.
Yeah, right.
So but yeah.
Yeah. I just don't drink vodka that much because I think of when I drink vodka, I think of how my sister will drink vodka and my cousin that is the same age as her. And so I think of the way they do it, and they'll just chase it with water.
Oh, I don't know if I could chase it with water.
It's foul behavior. Foul behavior. And I think that's why vodka's a little triggering for me, but I think if I just got a regular normal drink, it would be okay.
Yes.
But yeah, so a big thing that I wanted to talk with Haley about today and have her on is because she is a speech language pathologist. Yes. Correct?
Yes. Yes, I am.
And you graduated from West Liberty.
Yes, I did.
So maybe just give us like a little taste of what it's like being in the West Lib. Do you guys do SLP? Like, do you guys say SLP out loud? Yeah, that's or is that like being like LOL and that's cringy to say it out loud?
No, we say SLP out loud because speech language pathologist. I cannot say
I
that
know. When I was saying it, I was like, it felt wrong because it was such a mouthful.
Yes, but it is a mouthful. Ironically enough,
that is crazy.
Ironically enough, it's a mouthful. That's why we just shorten it up a little bit because we don't want to say all that.
Yeah. So maybe give us like a little taste of what the West Lib SLP program's like.
Absolutely. So originally when I went into West Liberty, I went for nursing and I took a couple classes.
You did? I never knew this lore about you.
Yes. I went in for nursing and I just feel like this is not for me. And I ended up talking to the head of the speech language department at West Liberty. I absolutely love her. All the professors there are super, super great. So I think it was my sophomore year, maybe into my freshman year, where I ended up switching my major to speech pathology. And so it's a full 6-year degree. So I have my master's in it. So I went 4 years like undergrad and then 2 years master's, and we're actually the first graduate program to ever go through West Liberty.
That is cool.
It was
to be able
really
to say
cool.
it.
Yes. And I think there was only 10 girls in my graduating class, I want to say, and we were a pretty like tight-knit group of girls. I mean, I feel like you have to be when you're kind of the guinea pigs going through a program, like, you know, definitely was kinks or whatnot, but honestly I couldn't recommend the program enough. It would seriously, the professors are amazing. There's so many things that they're doing to the program that's truly great. And like I said, the professors are the best professors. And I don't know about you, but like I would much rather have a smaller class to where you can go into a professor's office at any time, text them, call them, and they'll answer and be there for you. Like, I feel like I genuinely learned so much because we didn't have like 30 people in our 20 people even in our graduating cohort.
Yeah. So, I think that is very nice.
Yes. And I absolutely loved it. I was at different elementary schools. I was in the West Liberty clinic for a while, and then...
Is that for rotations? You guys do rotations?
Yes.
So your first year, is that like a didactic year, like how PA school would be? You just do all your classes the first year and then rotation second year?
So we actually, it was a mix. So we did classes and we did
that's kind of nice.
Too. Yes. So say our classes like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then we went to our sites like Tuesday, Thursday. So we got a good mix, which was nice because we weren't at the same place every single day. It was a nice mix up to be at the location we were at and then being able to like see my friends the next day in class and talk about our sites, our locations, or whatnot. So I did a couple elementary schools. I really love the school aspect, and that's kind of what I do now, and I'll dive into that a little bit later. But I did do Children's Hospital on the rehab unit, and that was very interesting. I saw a lot of kids with like TBIs. There were so many accidents, like ATVs, dirt bikes, all that stuff. And even my supervisor was like, we basically see a lot of TBI injuries due to, you know, kids really not wearing their helmet or whatnot, or just getting into accidents. So I had a lot of kids on my caseload like that. My supervisor never put me with adults. I'm just not an adult SLP girly. I love the kids. I love working with the kids. I did do birth to 3 for a while, and I really liked that as well. But I love just the 3 to 5 year age range, and that's where I am now.
That's a fun age for kids anyway.
Oh, it is so fun. So I travel around to Washington County amongst like preschools, daycares, people's homes, and I give therapy sessions to kiddos around that area, and I love it so much. Those kids are so sweet, and probably I want to say half my caseload I have kiddos with autism, and those kids just sometimes they just need a little extra loving sometimes, and I feel like that's any kid on my caseload, and really they're just really so sweet, and I love this age. I don't really see myself working with another age besides 3 to 5 year olds. Like I said, I don't think I could work with adults. I feel like that's also just very, very sad. Like,
because normally like something's happened,
right? If they're like a stroke victim, dementia, or anything like that, I mean, that breaks my heart. But the age I have now, I mean, they're not afraid to be a little crazy. So I feel like I have a story every single day
to
when
come
I come
home with.
From work.
That's awesome.
Yes, I really, really love my job. I mean, we really are doing a lot for those kids, especially the ones that have autism. So, and it's so rewarding when you see a kid make that progress too. I don't think there's a better feeling than having a kid on your caseload and them making amazing progress. I mean, even if it's the littlest thing, it could be the biggest thing to them. I love it.
I feel like kids help you like recognize joy a lot easier too, which is good, and they're proud of all their accomplishments.
Yes. And like there's seriously been times in the daycares where they'll get around, do circle time, sing their songs, and it just absolutely warms my heart. And like I'll be leaving the daycare and I'll have the 3 little kids that I saw that day come up and give me a hug, and then next thing you know, the whole entire classroom wants to come up and give you a hug and say goodbye. And it is a really rewarding career, and I can't see myself doing anything else. So I love it.
That's awesome. Now, so going back, let's pretend somebody is like, this is my dream job. What do I need to do to get there? What is the prior process like before the SLP program?
So before the SLP program, so you'll do like your 4-year undergrad.
Can that be in any sort of major? Like, could you be biology major and do it, or?
I feel like or
is West Libs kind of coordinated?
I feel like it's kind of coordinated. So like I came out with a communication of sciences
for
my bachelor's, so for my undergrad, and then for your master's it fully says like speech language pathology or something like that. But I mean, we take so many different classes. It's truly like incredible how many different classes are offered, and I feel like you learn a lot in college, but like you truly don't learn as much as you do when you actually like get out into the field. Do it. It's crazy.
Did you have to do any clinic work before starting the SLP program, or you do it all once you're in?
You do it all once you're in, pretty much. Oh,
that's nice.
Well, and it was a little funky though, because during 1 year it was COVID. So I feel like all like the observation stuff that you were talking about, it all had to be online. Most of the time you would have had to go in person and get like 25 observation hours or something like that. So that's a little bit of like the before, I guess you could say, and you like apply to the program or whatnot. for like the masters. And then that's when you go right into like your different like rotations, externship sites or whatnot. But yes, but it was weird. I feel like I just kind of like blocked COVID from my brain though. But like, I feel like during that period of time was just so funky with like being in school and stuff. I don't know.
So it's not going to be like, because the same for ours, like my first year PA school was when COVID happened. So I feel like those experiences are not as applicable to everybody's experiences now or before that.
Right, exactly. And I feel like we didn't really know what was going on. So like the observation hours were just like random, like pretty much videos that we had to watch, like instead of going to see, like I wish we would have gotten the opportunity to actually go and see and like observe therapists. Because at that time, I believe we were able to either observe audiologist or speech therapist, and it like would have been the same. I mean, we don't have a master's program for audiology, but we did take a couple audiology classes, which was actually really, really cool as well. But obviously I lean more towards speech path. But yeah, you would have had to done like 25 observation hours.
Do you guys have an entrance exam, like an exam to get into it?
No, we don't. The only big exam that we have is our praxis, and we can take
and that's afterwards.
We could take it any time during your
program.
Yes.
Okay.
But most of us took it like the end of our last like semester before
after you've
graduation.
Learned most of the stuff.
Yeah, we were like, okay, like overachievers taking it the first year of our we didn't have anyone do that, but yeah, we just took it basically during our externship, because you would think we have learned everything that we needed to before the big final exam. So yeah, that, and then you go right into your clinical fellowship year. So that's what I'm in right now. So I'm in a clinical fellow where I have a supervisor just observe me for a couple sessions. She's basically just signs off on my notes, just that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing pretty much. And then you apply for your C's, which is your full license. And then you're pretty much good to go from there. Yeah. Nice. And I don't have like anyone with me like 24 hours either. So like I guess when people say, oh, like your supervisor is watching you, really it's just like maybe a couple times a month they're watching you for like a 30-minute session with a kiddo, and that's
I feel like a lot of supervising, it depends on the person. Like a lot of people who are new to being supervising, like if I'm to apply it to myself, like supervising physicians for PAs, if it's somebody who's a young doctor and it's like their first time being a supervising, they're probably going to be like a little bit more involved, just because they're anxious about like their name, your name being with their license and stuff.
Absolutely.
But if it's a doctor who's been practicing for 100 years, you may never even like meet them, or at least meet them in person. You'll just talk over the phone, or it really depends on the supervisor how they want to handle it. And I'm sure it's the same way.
Right. And honestly, like the company that I work for I would recommend them to anybody. I mean, there's so much support there that like at first when you hear of supervisor, like you might be a little nervous, but it's truly not like that at all. Like I feel like you grow really close to the people like you end up working with. I mean, at least I have, and I feel like that just has a lot to do with the way our company is set up, and like the support that we are given to. And I feel like that makes such a difference in a job. Like I couldn't imagine doing my clinical fellowship year somewhere where I had zero support and a supervisor that didn't observe me, because honestly, like at the end of the day, I feel like you have to have someone kind of almost be like, not like watching you, but looking at your sessions and being like, oh, like here's a couple ideas too, just to make this a little bit easier, especially if you have a group of like 3 to 4 kids that you have to see in 30 minutes or an hour or whatnot, just to make life a little bit easier.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think this is boundaries you can set during your interview or even your first few days on the job. But my first day on the job as a PA, my supervising physician, I was supposed to work at a facility with him. And this is my first day on the job as a PA, period. And I'm just supposed to be like shadowing for the first week because they know it's my first job. Mm-hmm. My supervising physician was not fully aware of kind of my history, my experience. And so he texted me to like see all these people. And that job I had, you'd go into a nursing home and you'd have to like introduce yourself to people, find out where people's rooms were. And it being my first job, I was just like concerned and stressed. And so I texted him back and I was like, this is my first day ever to be a PA. I think I'll just wait until you get here if that's okay. And he was like, oh, that's okay. I wasn't aware. So most of the time, if you're not getting what you need, you can communicate it. Obviously, I felt a little silly and stupid letting him know that, but I'd rather do that than practice in a way I'm not comfortable with, because anything in healthcare, like, and I would say SLP is healthcare. Oh, for sure. I don't know if people would say it's not, but I would say it is. But anything,
you can definitely categorize that too with healthcare.
Yes. I think anything in that realm, if you don't feel comfortable in the way that things are being done in terms of practice, like, you can set those boundaries, because it's a serious job.
Yes, absolutely. And even like going to your supervisor, like you said, like, being completely honest with them. Hey, this is my first day. I'm just gonna wait till you get here.
I'm scared.
So important. Yeah, I am terrified right now. Like, what are you telling me? I need to go and introduce myself to all these people.
Yeah, and he ended up being my favorite supervising physician ever. Like, when I left that job because we were moving, he was like, well, the second you want to come back and take a leadership role, like, it's yours. Just text me. So like, he ended up, but we just had to have that conversation, like, that I was not sorry. I think Q-Dog farted. It literally directly. Oh my god, he did. Oh my god, that's. Oh my god, it's so bad. Oh my god, it's so bad. It won't leave. Oh my god, that's awful. Now, with the being an SLP, what was the moment that you were like, oh, this was the right job for me?
I feel like before working, my brother, he never talked ever. I was basically like an advocate for him. I mean, all the way up until he was probably like 3 or 4. He just like would not talk. I don't know if I ever told you this.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Or not either. But it's so funny because you asked this, because my mom was telling me last night. She said, you know, me and my brother are probably only like a year or 2 apart. I want to say, I think we were like 2 years apart. And when he was younger, he would just look at me, like tug on my shirt, get my attention, and just point to like the cabinets because he wanted cereal. But like, no one else knew that. I did. Like, I knew, like, when he said Waza, he wanted his pirate ship. So basically, so like, sweet. And I would like climb up to the counter, open up the, drawers, make him a bowl of cereal, and like give it to him. So, I mean, ever since then too, like, I remember going to his speech therapy sessions and this therapist always having like the best toys.
Yeah,
like, wow, this is a fun place to be. So, and like I said, I went in for nursing, but I think back in my head, I was like, no, this isn't something I want to do. I'm like, what do I want to do? And like, after really thinking about it and, like remembering that with everything with my brother, and then just talking to the head of the speech program director, I mean, she really was so amazing, and just taking a couple classes, like I don't think I would say there was like an exact moment. I feel like it was just like a built up of moments. I just love even to like setting up different lessons and like crafts and what book I'm gonna read this week to them, like all of that. So really, I feel like it's just like a
culmination of events.
Yeah, I feel like.
But you were literally like born out the womb doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I started young. Yeah, I need like back pay or something for that. Give me my money, mom and dad.
Give me my check.
Yes,
that's awesome. That's so sweet, though. Yeah. And then, so being a speech language pathologist, where are kind of all your avenues? So avenues that I know about is birth to 3, and I just know about that because I used to work on a therapeutic horsemanship farm, and on that we would have people who were birthed to a part of that program. And then I know when I used to work in nursing homes, I would often follow up seeing my patient right after the speech language pathologist was out of there. So where's kind of all your avenues? And then of course, like, what you do, I know that as well. But
yes, so you can do teletherapy. You could solely just go into people's homes, or you could solely just do like evaluations on kids, give them a couple tests, and then you give the results to somebody else, and then a therapist will come along and give therapy too. Like, there's SLPs that solely just do evaluations, which I think that too is like pretty cool. Like, obviously I want to work with the kids, but like later on in life, I'm ever like getting a little like burnt out, I feel like doing evaluations would be really cool. Like you see the kid one time, like you see different kids each week. So I think that's cool. So you could definitely do evaluations.
That is cool, because then you wouldn't have so much of the burnout from emotional attachment. And
exactly.
Yeah, that's a really cool option.
Because that is a big thing too, emotional attachment with these kids too.
Oh my gosh,
even if you see them just for like a couple months.
Absolutely.
I'm like obsessed with these kids.
Yeah.
Like, so they're just so sweet. So you can do that. Like you said, nursing homes, rehabilitation centers, early intervention, which is what I work for, ages 3 to 5. And then you can go up to school age, elementary, middle school, high school, work in any schools.
So the big like locations people work at is probably schools.
Yes.
Like nursing facilities.
Yeah.
And then you can go into people's homes too.
Yes. And then you can solely just do in-home therapy for people. And I feel like teletherapy also has really, ever since COVID too, just really been kicking off too. So like a lot of people have done teletherapy, but I mean, I don't think I could do it. I feel like I need more of that. Like
in person I feel like makes the most sense. But if you can't do it, I like that we have telemedicine, all of it available. That way it's accessible. Because like when I was in North Carolina, I'd see somebody who lives out in the boonies, like they're not going to get any care there, and they're not driving 4 hours to come see me. So I like that it allows more accessibility. But if you are local and available, like let's just do it in person.
Yes, I agree 100%. So that's always an option. I mean, really, there's so many different options. And
do people work in the hospitals? Oh, you just said inpatient.
Yes. Even like there's specific SLPs that will do like swallow studies.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, which is always really cool. So more the medical side. And I'm not really like the medical side of things. Like I'm more articulation, which is like our speech sound production, and then language, expressive and receptive. So expressive, like our speech output of, answering WH questions or whatnot, and then receptive language, kind of more so like following directions and what a kid understands. So I really like that aspect of it. Like I said, medical is cool, and I do have friends that do like the love swallow studies, and it is interesting. But I mean, really the options for SLPs are endless.
But that's so cool. There is a lot of options.
So many different options. And like I said, you could do school age. You could work with people with like dementia, stroke, swallowing. Like I feel like people, when they think, oh, speech therapist, you're just teaching a kid how to talk. No, it's so much more than that.
Oh, yeah.
Really so much more than that. And you'd be surprised like how many people do just say, oh, you're just, teaching a kid how to talk. And it is, I mean, it's speech therapy is just such a cool career, such a cool field, and there's so much into it that people don't realize.
Yeah. I mean, and even if we're like saying, oh, you just teach people how to talk, which obviously it's not just the job, but even if we're just saying that, that's a pretty fucking important job.
Yeah. Like communication is key. Yes.
Yeah, like those
being
kids
people's advocates.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Building kids' confidence.
Yes. So even if it is, oh, you just teach people how to talk. Yeah, that's right.
Literally an important job.
It's very important for life to be able to learn how to talk and communicate effectively. Or, for example, if a kid would need some type of AAC device, like that's their form of communication. You know what I mean? It's not just like fixing a kid's K's and G's, because they should have that when they go into kindergarten. I mean, it's really so much more. It's, not teaching kids how to verbally communicate, more so where it's the kiddos with the autism who are nonverbal and they're using a device. That's their voice. That's their form of communication.
Yeah.
So
and because I mean, if we're talking about somebody who's nonverbal with autism, if they don't ever get the opportunity with these devices or to learn how to communicate, that's their whole life, and it puts them at risk for 100%. Things like abuse, and they can't communicate what's happened. It puts them at risk for not being able to thrive in the way that like their IQ and their intellect is so high, and they can't properly express that. It just hinders their whole life.
It truly does. And like confidently I can say, like, I have so many kids on my caseload that will use a device, and they are so smart.
Oh, yeah.
So intelligent.
Just because you can't get the words out doesn't mean they're not there.
Exactly. Yes. And that's where the device would like come into play. Like how you were saying, even medically, like, well, if a kid has a stomach ache, how are they going to express that to you? And then that stomach ache could lead on to something else. So like truly, I mean, having a device for the nonverbal kiddos that need it, that's their voice. So
yeah, no, it's such an important job. Swallow studies are critical in medicine.
Right.
My first encounter with SLPs, just like real world application, was in my nursing, when I worked in the nursing homes, and they were the best. Half the time they'd take extra time, like when they were on their way, because SLP and psych can really work together hand in hand very well.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the time, if I went into the room before them and they were coming, we would do like a little report powwow situation.
Yes.
Or if they were coming out, they would let me know what was going on, especially because they just spent so much time communicating with them. And psych is all communication based, and that's the only way to help someone in a psychiatric manner is through communication. And they're probably so much more comfortable, especially if it's the first time or the second time or the third time I'm seeing them. They're probably so much more comfortable with their SLP already, because you get at least in the nursing home, they get a little bit more time allotted to be with them doing certain things. And so I mean, they'd even take the time to do the little report, give me a powwow, and but when I started seeing them in the nursing homes, I was like, this is what I should have went to school for. Like if I could go back, if I could go back and do anything, I would have went to like an SLP. I mean, I think I make sense as a psych PA. I just can't find
100%.
Yeah, I just can't find a clinic here that makes sense right now. But I think I do make sense as that. But if I could have done anything else, like other than be a psych PA, I would have been an SLP.
And would you have like stayed in the medical setting of it all?
I don't know. I think I would probably prefer to do a little bit more of the therapy. Like when I used to work on that therapeutic horsemanship farm and working with those kids, if I could get paid to work at that therapeutic horsemanship farm, that is what I would have done. Cool. Yeah. I mean, and like working with kids, even like nursing homes definitely unfortunately get neglected at some point. So I think that would be a good job to take on too. But and it's a sad environment to be in sometimes, but like sometimes the SLP is literally like the bright light in those people's days.
Yes, I agree 100%, because I feel like nursing homes can be like so just very sad and really, really neglectful, that I feel like we need to kind of do better at.
Yeah, because it's hard when you're young and you come out of school and you're so exciting. Like when I went and worked and took the job that I took, they were so excited that a young person was taking a job with the nursing homes. It wasn't out of like, oh, I'm this like doing the Lord's work or anything. It was just the job I found. This
is just the job that I just found right here.
Like they were gonna pay me to do work outside of school. Okay, cool, I took the job. But exactly. So it wasn't like I was doing like this grand gesture or anything. But yeah, I think I'd stick still more the therapy route. But I would like the medical option again, because I think it's just nice that there's options for burnout. Like the job I have right now for being a PA is kind of a good option for burnout too.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like I feel like if you get burnout doing something specific, you can literally go into anything else you want. You might need to read up on some, swallowing a little bit. But the option's always there.
Yes. Yeah. That is the thing, is it's not as easy as probably we're making it sound to jump from specialty to specialty.
Yeah.
Like you will have to restudy and stuff. I did just switch a specialty, and so it's, you kind of have to like restudy and stuff, but I mean, you can figure it out.
You'll figure it out. And you gain so much knowledge over the years too.
Yeah. So what's your Monday day in the life look like right now?
Yeah. So my job is 8 to 3:30, Monday to Friday. I think it's the perfect times. 8 a.m.
Yeah, I think that's a good schedule.
Oh, yeah. It's such a good schedule.
I think I would like that.
Yes. It's so nice because you have the rest of your day too. You get off so early.
Yes.
But I'll start at any daycare or preschool. I don't really start in the office. I kind of like to get my morning started by seeing some kiddos. So your schedules and caseload change literally all the time. So each week I have the same schedule, just different daycares. Like I probably go to about like 8 different daycares, I want to say, but
okay,
I'll start like 8:15. The kids will get in there, and each day's so different. Say I see 1 or 2 kids, and my sessions are only like 30 minutes.
Okay.
So it truly goes by so fast. And then,
that age, though, you probably couldn't tolerate much longer, right? Like they couldn't tolerate. Yeah,
much
not
longer.
you. Yeah, the kids couldn't tolerate much longer.
Yes, like because
you.
You're
well,
yeah, I feel like they couldn't tolerate much longer. I do try to make my sessions as fun as and interactive as possible.
Yeah.
Like games and stuff. Pop the Pig, such a hit. You'd be surprised, those kids love Pop the Pig. So that's my handy dandy Pop the Pig. I have them in my trunk all the time.
I've definitely seen it in your car before.
Yes. Oh, we should take a picture of my trunk. And here's the picture.
We'll insert pictures of what Pop the Pig
SLP
is.
trunk and Pop the Pig. It might be a little bit broken, but it's fine. It still works. So basically start at 8 a.m. at a daycare, and then I just travel to different daycares pretty much all day long, and then I end up back at an office and I do notes. I'll do any IEPs that I need to do, any paperwork for that.
What's an IEP stand for?
Individualized Educational Plan.
Okay, so that's like, I know like kids who I'll see with ADHD, they'll have an IEP and it's like, oh, they need this is what their test taking time should look like, or
yes, or like how many minutes they get for their therapy session or whatnot, and like their goals and who's all involved in the IEP plan, stuff like that.
Do you like that you have 8 daycares and you bounce around, or do you think you would rather go to work one location and be in that location all day?
I love bouncing around.
Yeah.
I love bouncing around. And that's another thing too, is I don't know if I could even like work at a school anymore, because I feel like bouncing around is so much fun. Like I like being able to go to different daycares, get in my car and drive. Like I feel like it really
I think that
breaks
makes
up
sense
the
for
day.
you. Yeah.
Yes. And the day goes by so fast.
Yeah.
Like truly, maybe
you're like, whoa, it's 3:30.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank gosh, I get to go home.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to say like what and you don't have to answer any questions at all, but you don't have to say what your salary is, but what do you think is normally average expected first year salary? And I guess it probably changes if you're more medical based or more like kids or adults, versus like what maybe you should be looking at 5th year.
It's different everywhere you go, even like state to state. And I feel like a common max, I don't want to like speak on this wrongly, but like I feel like when people hit like their max, it's like maybe like 90 something. Again, like I'm kind of going off of like school based a little bit, and like school districts that
like what you know about
extra.
too.
Yeah, like I've heard people hit their max at like 80 something and 90 something, but I feel like starting out your clinical fellowship year could range anywhere from like the 50 to probably like 60 range. Okay. Again, all depending where you are, but you move up each year.
Yeah.
So, and like I know it might not sound like as much, but like I said, I mean, you get a nice jump each year and the benefits are amazing, and I feel like I'd rather work that 8 to 3:30, have amazing
you have a good
benefits,
schedule too.
Yes, and the support system that I have at work and the people that I work with, than being somewhere and being miserable all day long.
Yeah.
I'd rather take that happiness over money any day of the week.
100%. And that's still like good range I think it's still good range.
Same. I mean, to start, like, yes, things are expensive. Things have been expensive, I feel like, for so many years.
Yeah.
That it's like, at this point, I'm like, you kind of got to take what you can get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
and be smart with your money where you can.
Yes, exactly. So I feel like that range is a pretty confident range. And then you kind of just go up from there. Should it be a lot more? Absolutely. I think we should start a lot higher given the work that we do.
Well, yeah, and given the fact that it's like a master's too.
Yes,
and it's also like a healthcare role too.
Correct.
There's people's lives.
Literally. And even if it's like someone's life in like their nursing home, and you have to put them on like a certain like thickness of like
that's
food
important
or something. You know what I mean? Like
that's important so they don't aspirate and die.
Yes. Can't get that wrong.
Yeah. And of course, again, there's going to be exceptions. It's going to be the same thing for like a PA, but if you go and take what's the word I'm looking for? Like if you take a job where you're going to have way more responsibility because you're out in this rural area and you're the only provider, you're the only SLP for that area, you're probably going to make a little bit more money, a little bit more chunk of change because you've just moved out to this random place. I feel like you've definitely said some of the best parts of your job. Like your schedule's awesome. It's so rewarding. I mean, you definitely just seem like you're in a role that makes sense for you. What is the hardest thing you think you run into with your job? Like if you were to be realistic with somebody, like, I love my job for this, and this reason.
Yeah.
But there are these challenges. And
yes. I feel like a couple different challenges. One challenge could definitely be like, oh, we have a kid coming into the program that's in foster care and, you know, has been through X, Y, and Z. I mean, obviously, like, that is always very, very hard too, because we get some like background information on that kiddo, and that's hard. And I also feel like
emotionally hard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I also feel like too, it kind of like depends on your setting. Like when I was at Children's Hospital, it was so hard seeing these kids come in from all these accidents like that. I mean, I remember this one girl that I had from the start. I think I started in like January, and then by the end of the semester she was like ringing the bell to like go home. And not that that's like, oh, super hard part of the job, you know, she left, she got to go home, but like I feel like I'm such an emotional person that like after that I had to go to the bathroom and cry because I was like needed to like get it together because it was just so sweet. So I guess that's not like a hard part, but like kind of like hard part of the job.
Like emotional attachment, and then having to like remember like I won't see this kid forever, you know?
Exactly. I feel like
I feel like teachers go through the same thing, probably.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Is there anything else you feel like you need to say about being an SLP or, like, advice or...
I would say if, you know, it's something that you're thinking about, get all the information you can, because I feel like I said, when people say, oh, you're a speech therapist, you just teach people how to talk. No, it is, like, more than that. So, I mean, dive into the realm of speech language pathology. It's really such an interesting field. And, you know, just because when someone says that, don't not go into it because of that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's seriously so much. And I feel like the field gets very overlooked. Yes. So, and you're always going to have a job.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. You're always going to have a job. Whether, you know, COVID does happen and schools get shut down, okay, well, good thing there's teletherapy or, you know, whatnot, or working for that school district via teletherapy or something like that. So, I mean, don't be afraid to ask your supervisor for advice. Or, you know what I mean? I feel like that's a big thing, too, because
I stayed asking stupid questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like you have to ask the stupid questions. You're like, wait.
Because they're only, and they're only they're not stupid.
Yeah, technically they're not stupid questions.
Yeah, you only feel like they're stupid because you're asking somebody who has so much experience and you have none. And so you don't know if that's something that you should know. And it probably isn't something that you should know. If you weren't taught it, you shouldn't know it.
Exactly.
Like,
so therefore, it's not really a stupid question.
No, you just feel it because you feel like some sort of inferiority because you are asking somebody who's been practicing for a million years. But like... Now, I mean, I haven't been practicing for a million years, but I know enough to be able to teach somebody to practice. And it's like, if somebody's asking me questions, literally ask me the dumbest question, just ask it. Don't do the dumb thing and then be like, I did this.
How do I fix this? Do I fix this? Is it fixable?
Did I just commit malpractice? Like,
right, exactly. Did I give them the wrong medication? And go off the wall.
Yeah.
And if anyone has any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer anyone's questions. I love it. You know,
we could do a part 2.
So yes, if anyone has questions, even like just message me if someone's like interested, you know, in going to the field or whatnot. Give all the best advice that I can. But I truly, truly love it. And I know my friends that are doing it right now all love the field as well. So it's really, really, really rewarding. I recommend it. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 recommend SLP.
Would recommend. Yeah, no, there is so many opportunities. And like, I literally even work in medicine and I forgot that SLPs do the swallow studies. And that's everybody you're going to hear about getting a swallow study. And like, even if, you know, things change and there's less jobs, well, there's always going to be stroke victims. Unfortunately, there's always going to be kids who need to their SLP, there's always going to be need in nursing homes. Yeah. So it's just like
always a need.
There is always going to be a job. You know, maybe you have to take one you don't love. Like I remember when Haley was graduating and like first coming out, this is what I tell everybody. I'm like, you don't have to love your first job. Luckily you do.
Yes. Luckily I love.
Yeah.
And that was good advice that you gave to, because you're right. Like you don't have to love it. And most of the time when people talk about their clinical fellowship year, they hate it. Mm-hmm. So I
get the year done.
Get lucky. Yes. Just get it done. Get your license. Do whatever you need to do. Because most of the time, like sometimes it is hard to find like a clinical fellowship, position. And obviously people only want someone with their full license or whatnot. So you might have to write it out for a year, and it's okay to not love it. You can always switch and you can always do something else.
Yeah. Always. Yeah. So yeah, you never have to love that first job.
No. And like you could even do like private therapy, like open up, get whatever you need to do. And you could even open up your own office and do private therapy too. I mean, seriously, like,
yeah, that would be
and
sick.
work for yourself. Like it's,
run a business.
Run a business. You got OT, PTs, like SLP, like that's, the kind of like the big three that go along with each other. And really, you just like make your own little office there.
Hell yeah.
Hell
yeah. Now we're just gonna have a silly, goofy, girly time real quick.
Yes.
So we're both big Tate McRae fans.
She is seriously, I think, one of the most beautiful humans I've ever laid my eyes on.
Yes. And you know what I love about her too is like, I mean, obviously like extensions and like she gets her makeup done and stuff, but she's like she's strong and she's fit, but she has like a real body. She's not, she has,
exactly.
You can tell she's not like been through the ringer with plastic surgery or anything. She looks like a real girl and she's hot.
Yes, she is. I think Tate McRae is so hot.
Absolutely.
I love her. I'm obsessed with her. I want to go to her concert so bad this year. Like,
yeah, I think we should. I think we have to make that happen because I would love to go.
I need to see Sports Car live.
I need to. I need to see Miss Possessive live too.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
I don't have that one on my list, but I did listen to it today. And it was really
I was
good.
going back through and I was like, oh my god, top 5. Like I'm gonna have to.
Kind of hard.
Yeah, because my top 3 is like a confident top. Well, my top 5 is pretty confident, but there's top 3 like I knew without even listening, and then the other 2 I was like trying to pick between.
It's hard.
Okay, maybe we'll each go 1 and 1, but we'll start with number 5.
Okay, perfect.
So my 5th is Like I Do.
Oh,
good one.
That's a good one too.
It's a good one.
My 5th is Dear God.
Oh, Dear God is one of the ones I was like, I don't know if I should switch it out with Like I. Yes. When I was doing my number 5, I was like, do I do Like I Do, Sports Car, or oh my gosh. Hi. Oh my gosh.
Look at the hair.
That was ridiculous. That was Q shaking his head and hitting his ear off of the mic.
Okay,
or Dear God. Those were the 3 that I was going between there.
So good.
And then my 4 is Miss Possessive. I love that song.
That one is good. I don't even think, is that one in my
Miss
top 5?
Possessive.
Oh, no, it's not. I forgot about that one. I feel like that one could go like with like Dear God. Like I feel like that could be like a solid like top 5.
Yeah.
Like every
I do think it's a no
good.
skip album for me though.
Oh yeah, I don't skip a single song.
Yeah. So just to clarify, like
we love it. It's a no skip album. Listen to all of the songs. They're incredible.
Yeah.
Not my number 4 that I low-key feel like I could probably move up to number 3 is Purple Lace Bra.
Oh, I love that one, but I didn't put it either. This is what I'm saying. It's literally such a good album.
Yes, it's so hard.
I think when I first listened to it, Purple Lace Bra was like one of my favorites, but I think it switches based on the week and the feelings. I'm a big like sad song girly though, and like you can see that with my top 3. But like I love sad songs. Yes. But so my number 3 is Revolving Door. I mean
it's so
say less. Like there's nothing else you have to say.
I love Revolving Door. I don't want to give a spoiler, but that's my second one.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So good.
My 3rd is It's Okay, I'm Okay.
It's okay, I'm okay.
I love when like her like the beginning of her songs are just so good. Like
yeah,
they just like Purple Lace Bra, like, I love the beginning of that song. And, like, Sports Car, it just, like, drives me in so much.
I know. And
so
I'm
good.
like, anytime I'm listening to them in the car, I'm like, maybe I could do this dance that she does. No, I couldn't.
The Tate McRae dances. That woman is amazing. I love her so much.
I saw this interview and she was talking about her mom is like, you got to stop with the eyes, because I guess you can see it when she performs, like her eyes, if she's performing Sports Car, they just change. Like she's a different person. I think she calls herself like Tatiana, like when she switches into that person. But
I love whatever person Tate McRae decides to be that day.
Agreed. My number 2 is Nostalgia. I love that song.
Oh, that one is one of the like the slower songs. Okay, yes. That
Sad
one,
Girl. I'm a sad girl song.
I'm like over here just like Revolving Door, Sports Car up in here, like crazy ones. But Revolving Door is my second. Oh gosh, I love that one.
It is so good. It's
seriously
so good.
Such a non-skip album though.
I know.
So
and it's so fun too when you find an album that is, one, a non-skip, and 2, that you still find yourself listening to, like after you just put it on repeat for the first month. If you're still listening to it after that, like, you know it's good.
Yes, you know it's so good.
And then my number 1, this has been number 1 since I listened to it, is Means I Care.
Aww,
I love that song.
That's a good one too.
That's probably my favorite song of hers, like, period.
That's a really, really good one too, though.
Yeah. I love that song.
I like that one. Again, no skip out. It's so hard.
It's so good.
It's so good. My one's Sports Car.
Sports Car is so good. And Brian and I are always laughing about this. Is like, we're like, how do you sing along to Sports Car? Like, just whispering in the car.
Yes, I wanted to bring this up because I was playing Sports Car on our way here and was like, how does she just like whisper?
Yeah, because she's like whispering loud.
So good. Yes.
Yeah, it's like a loud whisper enough that you can hear it, but it's still whispering.
Right. But it's so good. And like that like fascinates me. I'm like, how are you singing Sports Car while like whispering right now? Like, what other person can do that?
No way.
No,
yeah, because I'm like I'm in the car of like, I think you know this. Yes. Oh my god, what? Yeah, I'm like trying to whisper along.
How do you even do that?
And Brian's like never whispered a day in his life, so he's like in there just
trying. Soup doesn't know how to whisper.
No. You guys saw it on the podcast he was on. He's like, when I told him to speak quieter, he was like, he's like, it hurts me to speak this quiet.
He's like, I don't know how to do that.
He has no inside voice.
No, none.
Oh, man. And then we were going to do more of, if you guys saw G and I's episode that we did, That's Hot, Icks, and Red Flags. So That's Hot is supposed to be like Paris Hilton, where she's like, that's hot. And and so like just things that we like that men do. And then Icks are like, obviously everybody knows what an ick is. Gia had a little confusion between what should be an ick and what should be a red flag.
A walking red flag.
Yeah, but and then red flags. And I don't think I have 5 for all of them because I couldn't think of that many, but we can kind of go.
I stretched for a couple of them, I feel like. So some of them are just like kind of funny to me though, but we don't want to offend anybody here, so if you do
these are just like silly little
things. These are
things.
just funny in general, not specifically about anybody. Disclaimer. Just funny.
Like I do things that are icks for probably a lot of people. Like I mean, I make silly little videos, so like that's probably an ick for people.
Well, sometimes like
I'm embarrassing all the time. I know I hit my ear. I always am like,
I'm like,
that's probably an ick. Is every time I hit my headphone off of the mic. Yeah,
that's an ick, guys.
But we could probably go back and forth.
Let's do it.
Maybe we'll start from the worst and then end with That's Hot, right? So maybe we can start with like red flags.
Okay, cool.
Oh, red flag for me is being a mama's boy. And I want to clarify this a little bit because not like you love your family, right? Because some people could maybe misinterpret Brian for a mama's boy, but he's not whatsoever. He is a family guy. Family guy, green flag. Yes. Mama's boy, red flag.
And there is a difference.
And I think the girls know. The girls know. Yeah.
And like a guy that treats his mom so right is a guy that's going to treat you right and treat your future kids right. So we're not saying that. I feel
and that's a good clarification. Like if he treats his mom right, that's a good thing.
Yes,
but I'm talking about like the mom is there's a weird attention. And you're like, does this mom love him, or does she love him?
Or is she like obsessed with her son?
Yeah. Yes. And like, is she gonna hate every person that he dates because it's not her?
Right. Exactly.
Like, that's the kind of
the red flag.
That is icky. Yeah,
it is. It's very, very, very
and when
icky.
A girl is like, or a guy is like this is also, I'll just say it now since we're on it, but if a girl is like, I'm gonna be a boy mom, or a guy is like, I'm gonna be a girl dad, like,
yeah,
don't you just want healthy kids?
That's
like,
it.
why do you want an opposite gender?
Right.
Weird.
Yes. And I feel like when you're younger, you're like, oh, I want 2 girls and 1 boy. Like, you dream about that. But as you get older and like being in the fields that we're in, all I pray to God for are healthy children.
Healthy kids.
I don't care if I have 4 boys. I don't care if I have 4 girls. I don't care what I have, as long as my children are healthy.
Yeah. And the only thing I probably will be a little sad about is if I mean, and I will love all of my kids, but I mean, I do want like a girl just so we can be like girls.
Well, yes. And like, obviously, like, I want a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want like one of each or whatnot. But like, as your point, like, oh, I just want to be like a boy mom. Like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah, because it feels like sometimes it just feels a little inappropriate, like the way people will say it, and then they'll be like, boy moms get it, or, you know, and they'll be talking about like how they foresee their son dating, but they don't feel the same things about their daughter. And I'm like, the different standards and how you treat, weird.
Right. I agree.
Red
like,
flag.
I feel like too, like a red flag with the whole like mom son thing is when you're like raising your kids and like your husband doesn't listen to you, he listens to his mom more than like his own wife. Who's raising your kids. Like,
that's a problem.
Yeah, like we can't have that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, at that point it's just a whole like respecting, like, no, I am your wife, I'm the mother of your children, this is how we are deciding like how we're gonna raise our kids or what we're gonna do with our kids.
If I birthed a baby out of this vagine and I am not your priority.
Correct.
You're the problem.
Yes. And I guess that's what I should like clarify and say, like, a priority. Like,
yeah. Priority is a good word.
Priority over your mom. I'm sorry. But
yeah.
At that point, like, and I feel like most of the time, like, parents like completely like understand that.
Yeah.
Right? Like most of the time, like very rarely I feel like you'll get those people, but like I agree with that red flag though. Like, and we're talking like mama boy, like obsessed. Like, we're not talking, you know.
No, because Brian loves his mother, and I love Brian's mother.
Yes,
as if she
exactly.
is.
We love our moms. We love our future in-laws. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, and we like people know what we mean when we say mama's.
Yeah, and I mean like when you don't know if mom loves or loves.
Yes.
Like, that's where I'm worried.
I agree. Same. I feel like that's a good red flag.
Yeah.
Like, that's a red flag everyone should look out for.
Yes. Yeah, because that's a problem. Like, if she's never gonna, if you're never gonna be able to have your relationship because of that relationship.
Right.
It's something you're probably never gonna be able to change.
Exactly. I don't know if the guy were to be like, well, my mom said like we should do this with our kids' health instead of this with our kids' health, and be like, no, like, we're gonna
make a decision together.
Yeah. Yes.
And you can take advice from people who've been through it, but again, like, the times are changing, right?
Times are changing like crazy.
When I was a kid, that was 27 years ago.
Exactly. Yes. No,
so it's different.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I feel like, and maybe I just hate loud noises. But I feel like a red flag is like when a guy has an obnoxiously loud car. Like, like when they go to start it or drive it down the road and it's so loud that you have to like hold your ears. Like, what is the reason for your car being that loud? Like,
I don't know.
I just don't like it. And again, no offense to anybody, but I just don't like loud noises. So like, maybe I just like, to me it's just a red flag. Like, I could not date or be with someone that has such an obnoxiously loud car.
No, like, because we can't get in the car together because, babe, no. I'm embarrassed. I agree.
Okay, yeah, good. I was like, am I like stretching on that one?
Yeah, and it might fluctuate over into that like ick versus red flag territory.
Oh yeah, I did. I put that in between like ick.
Yeah, but either way, like, we gotta fix whatever makes it make that noise. And I don't know enough about cars, and that's probably an ick about me, is that I don't know enough about cars about what makes it so loud.
I just don't like it.
But I definitely don't like it. And I'm not getting in that car. Yeah.
No, same.
Unless it's like, it's just, that's how you bought it off the lot and it was like $2,000. Like, I respect not, because I'm big for just like driving beaters. I've never had a new car, you know, like, so I'm big on if you save money for it, but I feel like we could all come together and go pay for whatever it is that needed fixing the car to make it not make that noise. But most of the time I think it's intentional, right? Like, it's on purpose that it makes that noise.
Yes, I feel like it's intentional. I feel like people like put something in their cars for a reason to make that loud.
Yeah.
Just not for it. Sorry.
Yeah, no, me either. Something I wrote was being an extremist, but this is a red flag for anybody. If you're either so far right or so far left that we can't have different opinions and still be friends and like talk about them, like, because if you're far right, you're wrong, and if you're far left, you're probably wrong too. Like, it's just it is what it is. So I couldn't be with somebody that I couldn't have a conversation with, and we couldn't come to like an agreement or not even come to an agreement, but have like safe civil conversation.
That goes along with raising your kids.
Yeah, because I am not raising my kid to be an extreme right or extreme left. I'm raising my kid to be educated enough to make that decision for themselves.
Yes.
And it can be different than how I feel. It could be different from how Brian feels.
Right.
Whatever it is, but I just want them to be raised to be educated enough to make those decisions for themselves.
Yes, because I feel like there are people that like take it to a whole new level.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and like I said, like you said, like you want to have that conversation and be able to feel like safe with whoever you're having that conversation with. Yeah, because like everyone's entitled to, you know, their own opinion.
Absolutely.
Like, and I feel like
as long as it's not harming anybody else.
Correct. And I feel like too, sometimes people like need to have a little bit more grace and be open to listening to people's like opinions, especially the extremists, you know what I mean? I feel like they don't want to listen to anyone's opinion.
No,
because they're just so set in their ways.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, and this kind of goes into ick territory too. I mean, being an extremist, that's a red flag. Like, as a human being, you shouldn't be extreme either way. But and then to turn it over into an ick, when I was driving to work the other day, I drove by this person's house. They had like 70 different Trump sort of decorations, flag, things in the yard. Their house was head to toe in Trump stuff. And
Extreme.
I was like, that is ick. Oh my gosh. How do you drive into that house and park there? Yes. Because I would be so embarrassed.
Yes.
I would be
I feel like
that's crazy.
I feel like that's just too many signs. If you want to have a sign in your yard, you can have a sign in your yard, whatever. But like that many.
Yeah. It was so excessive. If I had been assigned that house, I probably would have put I didn't feel safe going in. Because why do you have that many signs?
And at that point, like, are you that extreme?
Yes. Like I'm scared to go in that home.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Red flag, extremist.
Yeah. Period.
Okay. This one, a red flag is I feel like when a guy post so many workout selfies and like gym selfies or just like selfies in general.
Yeah, unless you do it intentionally for the purpose of content creation. Yeah. But I think you can tell the difference, right? Because then you're going to have reels educating people. You're going to have like posts showing this is what the workout was and this is what my result was.
Yes.
But if it's just like, I mean, every day you're in the gym, you're like, ooh, here's my abs. I mean, like, good for you and like I'm proud of you.
Love the confidence, but also like if you're, and like I'm talking about like spam after spam of like selfies and like gym posts. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna unfollow because I just like,
if that's the only thing. Yes. Unless
like
again, of course, if it's for like content creation,
right?
Or if you're in a big cut for a competition, I could see why you would, because like you're working for that. But I mean, there's a difference.
And I feel like people can like automatically tell like the difference, like you said, like content creators. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like post that all day, but like I feel like there are some people that I'm like constantly posting selfies.
Yeah.
Workout pictures of like the same thing every day. I'm like,
We seen it before.
We got it.
It looks the same.
Love that you feel confident enough in yourself to do that.
Yes.
But like also I feel like that could be a red flag.
Yes, I agree. The only other red flag that I have is just like not introducing your girl. Like if I am with Brian and we're meeting with somebody and I have to make the effort to like go and get the girl's hand and be like, hey, I am so and so, that's a problem, because why wasn't that the first thing he did?
Yes, I agree. And that's so funny that you say it, because I feel like I've never thought about that one before. But like there's been instances where I'm like, oh, like that was weird. But like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like that like it never like came to light. Like I never thought about it until now.
The only reason I think of it is because I can be a little like shy and nervous when I'm first meeting a bunch of people, especially if I know I'm meeting a bunch of people who already know each other. But like I know if I walk in a room, like Brian's gonna introduce me. If he knows I don't feel comfortable, he's gonna like be there and stay there until he knows that I am comfortable.
Yes.
But like first initial interactions can be hard for me, and I just get like nervous and shy. And so like if I was with a man who just like stood in front of me and wasn't gonna introduce me, like my night would be ruined, right?
Yeah. So like, oh, I'm nobody, I guess. Okay, let me just see myself out.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's the feeling that you would get.
Yes, it is. That's a problem. You should be excited that she's there and getting to meet your friends and stuff.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good one. I never thought about that one. Another one would be if like the person you're talking to or going on a date with is like unkind to like waitresses and servers and don't say please and thank you. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like every single time I go to a restaurant, I'm big on like the please, the thank yous, and just being kind. Like, I feel like when people are so like unkind, I'm like, okay, that's
who do you think you are?
That's a red flag. Like, you know, like appreciate. I guess that's like overall appreciation of people and their jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like no matter what, like just be kind.
Yeah,
you know?
Major red flag, because, and let me tell you again, I'm a PA and I work in the medical field, and I never feel like I'm not respected for my position. Sometimes you get the person who's like, where's the doctor? And I'm like, oh, you want to see the doctor? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. All right, she's coming. Be prepared.
Yeah.
It's on her way.
Yeah, because they're going to be upset that you just made them come when they know that I'm capable of this.
Exactly.
But anyways, other than that, for the most time, like if I'm walking around outside of work and I have my stethoscope on still around my neck, like I'm aware I'm going to be treated with more respect than I would if I didn't have that.
Even if someone wears scrubs.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. Okay.
Yes.
Like I feel like that's a big one too.
Yeah. And so people view like a job in medicine that way sometimes. And, but I tried to be a server once.
Oh.
I quit like the second day.
Yeah.
Wasn't for me. I wasn't good at it. I saw all the food there and I didn't know whose was for what table, and I was so confused. And so, no. Being a server is not for the weak. It is a hard really job.
Not. And like bartending too, like
oh my gosh, people would be effed up if I was their bartender.
People would be hammered. I would just give them straight alcohol.
Yeah, so I mean,
no mixers, no splashes of anything, straight tequila.
Oh, you want vodka just on ice?
Right.
A large? Okay. You want it to go cup? Sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, so that's a hard job. I couldn't do it. So I just feel like I don't have to worry about with my job being like people being condescending for the most part. Right. But I think you come into contact with that more as a server, and like I tried and I failed. So it's a hard job.
It is. And that's that was my biggest thing, is just say thank you, please. Use your manners.
Yeah. Yeah. So an ick that I have is when it's mostly a thing like that old men do, and they're like, the better half of my career. The saying better half of. What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
If I hear you in your like little spiel or speech going, well, the better part of the last 6 years, or the better part of our marriage. Well,
yeah, the marriage one's crazy.
What do you mean? Yeah. I want to know about the worst part, I guess.
Yeah, right. Well, there's the better. Well, what's worse? I mean, what's going on there?
But I just saw a reel, and this guy was like, the better half of my career, and I was like, ugh. think of a better quote. I just don't like it.
I don't like that quote either. Yeah. That's funny because that's something too that like I hear a lot of people say that I never just kind of just goes in one ear and out the other. Yeah. That's a good one.
No, I'm stuck on it. No, I haven't listened to anything they've said after because all I'm thinking about is that they said the better half of.
Yes, and now you're just like stuck, like you're not thinking of anything else.
Yeah, and now next time you hear it, it's all you're gonna think about too.
That's all I'm gonna think about and be like, okay, this is a major ick. Let's try something different. Mm-hmm. Oh, such a major ick. I feel like when a guy is just not sick, but like has like a cough or has a tickle in their throat or a little sore throat and they can't move from the couch.
No.
Like,
what do you mean?
Get up.
What do you mean?
You're fine.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like guys just act like they're dying whenever they have like a little like itch or scratch in their throat or
yeah like fully calling off of work.
Yes I feel like you can tell whenever your significant other is like pretty
actually
sick.
Yeah,
and I feel like other times, love you Chad, sometimes I feel like it's an ick when it's like he's like, I just can't move off the couch.
Yeah, no, it is an ick. Brian's the same way.
No, you're okay.
Yeah,
and like obviously we care. Obviously, whatever he needs, I will get for him. I'm not saying that, but like...
Well, but when my period comes, you better be getting everything, because my period, I know, is worse than that little cold you had.
Yes, and do they? No.
Yeah.
I mean, Soup probably
I was going to say, I have the greeniest green flag in the entire world. Like,
no, you seriously do. It's so sweet.
And I told Brian, too, I was like, listen, the second I birth a child for us, just know there's not much you can do to like provide more than I've provided.
Yes.
And I know that might be a crazy controversial take.
Well, I am providing us our children.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that is a little bit more, I get like the financial aspect of things, and like Chad provides for us so well. Like, he's seriously one of the best people I've ever met. But like, you know what I mean?
I told Brian, the second something comes out of this punani, you better put some respect on my name.
Yes. I am though, like, I mean, this is totally off topic, but like I'm really excited for the day to like give birth and just like watch like Chad just like completely melt over like a human that you create together. Like,
I actually am so terrified to give birth.
Oh, I am too. I want an epidural.
100%
immediately.
I want an epidural the second I'm pregnant. Like,
me too, the whole 9 months.
Yeah. I have, when Brian, this is specifically for Brian because I don't know anybody else.
Okay, I have one specifically for Chad after this too that I said I wasn't going to do, but I'm doing. Because he's like, I don't want you to talk negatively about me. I was like, it's not negative.
No. Like, Brian's my favorite person in the world. Yes. I literally couldn't live. Well, I mean, I could live, but like I would hate my life.
Yes.
Anyways, this one is specifically for Brian because I don't know anybody else who does this, but Brian will order an extra burger patty to every meal so he can get the extra protein in it, and he kind of makes it like this whole ordeal, and he lets the server know why he's doing it. So he'll be like, and can I get an extra burger patty, just the patty on the side, cooked medium, and he'll say for extra protein. And I'm like, oh my God, Brian, you
don't need to say 4 extra protein. Just ask for the extra patty.
She doesn't care. She
literally does not care. He did that whenever we went to that basketball game.
He does that everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. Yes. Without a doubt.
Like, oh, you don't need to explain your reasoning.
Yeah, it kills me every time. I'm like, they don't care why you want it. I mean, it could be your dog that's sitting in the car. Like,
yes,
just tell them that you want it. But every time he's like, for the extra protein. I'm like, you sound like a meathead right now.
Yes, like you sound like one of those gym guys that post all the time of themselves.
Yes. Yeah,
that's a good one. And he does do that too.
He does.
Okay, Chad does 2 of these. So when he comes
home, let him both off rip.
Yes. So we'll start with this one. When he like comes home from work, and like when he works, like he'll like, I just know like he'll just like sweat all day. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's active, like he's going, and then he'll go to baseball practice and give lessons, and he comes home and he's just like sweaty and like smells, and he'll just lay right on the bed. And I'm like, You have to get up immediately and change your clothes.
That's a red flag.
I don't like it.
That's a red flag for me.
Listen, I'm like, you can't. And like, as soon as he like gets down in bed, I'm like, you smell like outside, and I hate the smell of that. Like, I'm like, just like, you have to change.
No, that's a no for me, dog. No for me.
Like, I don't like, as soon as I get home, I immediately change my clothes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Immediately. And I'm like, what does it,
especially because you had like kids sneezing and snotting on you all day.
Yeah, it's definitely not for the week.
No.
Coughing, sneezing, wanting to sit. I mean, it's cute because some of them will just want to sit on my lap and just like want cuddles, and obviously I'll do it. But
but they're sticky, you know.
Yes, I'm like constantly changing my clothes. But like, that's one I'm like, oh, that's just like such an ick. And if he leaves his shoes on and he like walks like upstairs, like
take him off
in the room or like on carpet.
Yeah, take him off at the front door.
Yeah, absolute ick. Take your shoes off as soon as you get home. There's so much dirt.
The whole general population's gonna agree with you.
I mean, seriously, like there's so much gunk and dirt and grossness on shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You step in, so you don't even know what you step in.
You don't even
and
know.
Like to wear that inside on the carpet, internally like makes me sick.
Yeah, panicking.
Don't like it.
What's the other one?
He'll crack his knuckles in the middle of the night. He'll just like, and I feel like it's the loudest noise ever, like right by my ears. It just gives me the ick.
Yeah,
sorry,
that's so funny. That's like a random one, but that's so funny.
But I can't stand it.
So we'll rapid fire our That's Hot. I actually do have 5 for this.
Okay.
So I'll just say mine and then you go ahead and say yours and then we'll just go back and forth.
Love it.
Okay. So if Brian reads a book recommendation that I've given him, that's hot.
That's hot. Okay. When guys are wearing their hat like regularly, right? Take it off, fix their hair a little bit, and put it back on backwards.
That's hot.
Backwards hat. Oh. You could be like a 7 and you put your hat on backwards immediately, like
10 out of 10.
2 point. Like,
yeah. Brian can't really pull off a baseball cap like regularly. Everybody knows this. Brian knows it himself.
Yeah.
But he can pull it off backwards. He just never really wears hats because they don't look good the other way. I put letting my short story be long. That's hot. Mm-hmm. And listening to it.
Yes. Listening ears are on. Very, very hot. Yes. We love when people have good listening ears.
Yes. And he's not like wrap it up.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's hot when when they like touch like your lower back when you're walking, or like
that's
when
hot.
they're opening up like a door for you and they like kind of like touch your lower back to like guide you in. Like,
that's hot.
Yeah, that's hot. Like
that's the one. That's the one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I put handling the car. If I need an oil change, take it. Yes. I don't even want to think about it.
No.
Inspection, you handle it. Yep. Like, just handle the car.
I agree. And I feel like to piggyback off of that one, like handyman. Knowing how to fix things. Like
being able to fix stuff.
Yes. The sink is broke. I'm going to fix it.
I'm going to fix it.
That's hot.
That is hot.
I love that you know how to fix a sink.
Yep.
Like
100%.
Any handyman thing, or if it's like, oh, like this dresser is like really cool or whatever. Oh, I can like build you one.
Hot.
Love a handyman. Love it.
So I had that one. So the only other one that I have is driving. Just being the driver.
You know what? Yes.
Be my chauffeur.
Yes. And I feel like when the guys do that thing with the wheel that they're like one-handed, like backing it up. Like, I feel like that is like, that's hot. Yeah, that's hot.
And you know what, to piggyback off of that and get negative for a second again, ick is when Brian drives with his knees. Put your hand on the wheel. Put it on the wheel, sir.
He drives with his knees.
Yeah, if he's like eating something, he'll be like driving with his knees. But he's, because of his height, like his knees come up really high. Yeah. And so he actually has, sometimes he drives better with his knees than his hands. But
oh, that's hilarious.
But it is an ick. Like anytime I see it, I'm like, oh, what if it slips? What if it slips?
10 to 2.
Yeah, 10 to 2, please.
10 to 2, please. No knees, please.
Yeah.
I'll do one of my last ones, or I can say another one if you want me to, but when they just like know your drink order.
Oh,
like when we're
that is
out
hot.
And they're like, here, I got you your like vodka crayon with like 2 limes.
Yeah.
I love that you know what I want.
Especially 2 limes is crazy too.
Yeah. Like knowing like specifics and like like obviously like whatever vodka, like Tito's or whatnot, like just like knowing your drink order, I feel like is like so hot. And also I feel like something, and this is specifically Chad, like I love watching him do anything baseball related, like coaching, because he loves it so much. And I feel like if like someone's so passionate about something, and they do it, like
having passion is hot.
Passion, yes. And like Chad just loves baseball, so like when I watch him coach these kids, I'm like, I love it when he gets out and like they're practicing.
He's my man.
Yes. And like when he's just like hitting like balls to like all the players, like doing his thing. I love it. I love when he does his thing.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Being passionate, hot.
Yes. Yes. Those were good ones though.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good. That was good.
But yeah, that should be most of everything. I was going to do a different Woman of the Week, but I feel like to keep it on brand with what we were already talking about, we'll make Woman of the Week Tate McRae. Ooh. Obviously, if you don't know her, crazy, but she's a Canadian singer-songwriter.
Yes, dating Kid Laroi.
Kid Laroi, yes. He's on her new album.
Yes, they have a song together.
They do. And yeah, I mean, I think she's probably like a really good role model because, again, what I was saying, like she's stunning, but she's like real.
Yes, she is. And like
she doesn't have like these like unrealistic standards.
No, none. Like I feel like so many girls that you look at nowadays, like these Instagram models or influencers, and you're like, oh, like you almost like feel bad about yourself because you look at these girls and you're like, why don't I look like that? Or like whatnot. Like I would love to look like Tate McRae, don't get me wrong, but like
100%.
But like I feel like Tate McRae is just such a naturally gorgeous girl.
Yeah.
Shout out
to and she's just like killing it. Yeah.
She is. She is truly like popping off.
Yeah. Because I've been listening to her for like a while. Like I think I first started listening to her maybe like a little bit before COVID happened. But like I feel like this is like her year.
Oh, this is
this
Tate
album.
McRae's year.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She is the best. I'm so obsessed with her.
Yeah,
love
and
her.
she's definitely like for the girls, you know.
We love a girl's girl.
Yeah, like she definitely is fun to hang out with.
Yes, she definitely gives like girls.
Yeah,
for sure. Yes.
Yeah, but that'll be about everything. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
Let us know if I have to bring Haley back. Yeah,
I really enjoyed this.
Well, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
That was so fun.
Yeah, I think that was really good.